this one is going to be called Shark Tank. It's a spoof on Shark Tank. So we're going to make a new project. So let's do new project. We're going to call it Shark Tank Spoof Commercial. Now, where you want to say this is one of the most important parts that people fail to do, and then they can't find their project. So when you have this right here, you want to browse to the folder that you save all your videos. Generally, you're going to put them onto your external hard drive, or maybe you have a secondary drive. You really don't want to put it on your main drive, just because it's better to have it on a separate drive. So I have mine on my iDrive, but there's different letters. You can correlate them with however you would like them to correlate them. Now, for the purposes of my TV production class, I have them put it on the D drive, your name folder, and your project folder, so that way it's organized. So for my examples, I'm just going to put it onto my drive and say, put it on here. Okay, so I'm going to put it on this drive. Say okay, and you know you did it right when you'll look at it right here. So now you say okay. All right, so now you can change your workspace however you want, but let's just assume that you want it as pretty much as basic as it comes with the program when you open it up. There's nothing here, so now you got to import your files. So first you want to right click and do import, or you can go to file, import. You can also do Control I for import. So I like to do right click in my project panel and I do import. So now I'm going to select all the files that I need to edit this project. So I provide all the videos for Shark Tank spoof for my class, and they will use Shark Tank files, so that all the stuff they need will be in the Shark Tank files. So just for that purpose, let's open up Shark Tank files. And here are the selections. We're doing it off of Jimmy Kimmel prank or spoof. So let's select that. Let's select the other one there. The intro, the theme, and we're going to select the photoshopped version of him. I made a still image of him from Premiere Pro. We're going to use a photoshopped image, that way we're not seeing myself trying to conflict with him in the background. So you hold down Control and you select each of these, and then you say open. Okay, so this is the stuff that I provided, and now I want to import the video that I did with green screen. So I went out, I shot my green screen. Also, I do want to grab my video of my dog, Rambo, and I'm going to make an image out of that. So let's say open. So now I have my files, I have my green screen, and I have my product, which is DogLog, which is a product that is basically a camera you strap onto your dog, and it takes video and sends it to your phone every hour. So that way you know what's going on at home with your dog. So, all right, well, so next what we're going to do is first we're going to go and we're going to look at the intro, because the first thing we're going to do is the intro. So let's open up the intro. So what we want to do is we want the intro from Jimmy Kimmel. So we want that one. And now we're going to take this and we're going to scroll. So you want to key it up. If you do your left and right arrow, you go frame by frame. So I want this one, I for in, or I can select this thing here that's actually for marking in. And if you want to mark out, you mark out right here. So now we want to find, I made my endpoint, now I want to play it. Okay, so now I want just the open. So I'm going to go back with my left key to the last frame. I'm going to mark O for out. And now I want audio and video, so I'm going to just drag it down to my timeline. Okay, so we got it. That's good. Next, we want to do the doors opening. So let's do that. It's in this. Let's see. I think I forgot to grab another. Or oh no, that's it right there. Okay, so we're gonna grab the other part, the part where they go through the doors, and you want to cut out of that too. So I open up the Shark Tank intro, and I want just when they start walking through the door. So let's just go to arrows again, right here. So and you want to grab it right before it does the wipe. So see how it's that wipe? You don't want that. So go backwards, go right about there. Oh, and now this one we want just the video. So you want to grab this spot right here for the video only, and let's drag it over here. All right. So next, what we're gonna do is we are going to grab the audio from the Shark Tank theme song right here. So click on here, go to the very first audio right there, and I'm just gonna save some time and go all the way through. Actually, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna go not to the very end. We're actually going to go to the point where it's still continuing on, but it doesn't end yet. We can drag the last part towards the end. It's going to save us a little time, I think. But it's all based on preference. But I'm going to do this because I tried to do this project multiple times to show my class. And I feel like this is probably going to be a little bit faster and a little bit better. So now I'm going to grab my audio only, and I'm going to drag it down so it's underneath the intro that we made. So now when we watch it, it should be the Shark Tank open, and then you're going to see the doors open with the audio that we just laid our track down. Okay, so we have our audio laid down and our doors opening. Now what we want to do is we want to apply the green screen video to our timeline and use the Alt key, crop it, and shrink it and bring it down so it looks realistic as best as we possibly can, and use that green screen video and apply it to our photoshopped image so it gives us a wide shot of the sharks. It's not perfect. It's supposed to be funny and corny, so I'm not looking to try to fool anybody, but it's just a fun little project. So let's go into the green screen, and this is where it is. And what we want to do is we're going to find our ins and outs. And I already selected the in and out here, so we're good with that. So I marked my ins and outs. And what I want to do is I want to apply this to my timeline. So let's go audio and video. So let's grab it. Let's drag it here. Now be careful not to overlap or overwrite your project, your audio line. So let's bring it down a little bit and do that. And then let's put it together like this. Okay, so when we play it, All right, so we have two issues. One, this is all blown up. It's all zoomed in. You don't want that. The other thing is my audio is way too low and the background music is way too high. So first, what you want to do is, if you get it here, if it's too close, or you get it in the very beginning, if it says you want to change settings, say keep existing settings, and you just right-click the image and do scale of frame, so it's all on an equal resolution. So let's do let's right-click here and let's do scale the frame. Now it's back to normal. So now it looks the same on both sides, and that's what you want. So we fixed that problem with the video. Now we want to fix the problem with the audio. So if you double click, now we know this is our audio from our background music. So what we're going to do is we want to actually add 2 keyframes and fade it out or fade it down low enough that way it's underneath me talking. So let's double click here, and right here in the middle is where you want to apply your keyframes. So if you hold down the control button on your PC, I'm going to hold it down, and then what I'm going to do is I want it to start right before I talk to fade. So let's have the control button key, I should say, held down. I'm going to click it here. Notice how there's a little dot that shows up. That's called a keyframe. And what that does is it allows you to control how loud, how quiet, or that you want to do, how you want it on the timeline. So let's add another one because you want to actually apply it and fade it. So now we added 2. I let go of the control key. Now I can take this little circle there and drag it down. So let's bring it up, because you don't want to have it just above. If you notice how it says 0 decibels, 0 dB, that means there's no audio. You want to go just above that. And it takes a little getting used to, but you want to go just enough. So let's see if we can do it here. Let's see if I get 35 decibels. Negative 35 is good. So let's play it now and let's see how it sounds. It's pretty good. I like it. It's low. It could be a little bit higher, but I'm okay with, as long as I can hear it, I think I'm okay with that. So again, we didn't go to the very end of the clip with the audio because we're going to have to copy and paste this to make it down, so it makes sure it fits the whole minute and 5 to minute 10 time frame. So it just saves us time from trimming each one multiple times. So we'll go over that a little bit later. All right, so now when we're good with this, let's double click in this panel here to close it. And there you go. So we got that. So now let's do green screen now. So what we need to do is we want to eliminate the green, so that way it's basically transparent and I can show up in the picture. So what we want to do is go into your effects panel right here. And the search bar right here is amazing, so it's going to be your best friend. So what you want to do is you want to call it Ultra Key. And it will come up. So right here is your Ultra Key. So select it and find the green screen video, and that's right here. Drag it, drop it. And you might think, wait a second, it's not doing anything. What's going on? I don't understand why it's not working. Well, with Premiere Pro, you have to go to your effects controls. And it's right here. So if I go in here and I actually say, I'm going to show you something. I'm going to delete Ultra Key. Now watch when I apply the Ultra Key. Watch what happens up here. It's going to show up. So I'm going to apply the Ultra Key. And it shows up right there. So that's awesome. So now we can actually work with Ultra Key. And this is where you actually make the changes with the green screen. So as we know, the Ultra Key is what you need so you can have the background be whatever you want it to be. So we are going to make sure we click on the video there, go into our effect controls, Ultra Key, we're going to click the little dropper, and there we are. Okay, and we're all done. So that's it. So I'm just kidding. Nope, that's not it. No, there's more than just that. So we're going to go into composite, and we're going to go into alpha channel. Next, we're going to scroll down here, and we are going to go to matte generation. And the first things I like to go to is pedestal is the first thing. Remember, what you want is you want this to be all white, so you should be all white, and then the background or your green should be all black. So what we're going to do is go to pedestal, and as you notice, if I'm going this way, it slowly is getting darker, and that's what you want. So go all the way. So we're almost there, but we're not there. So the next thing is we're going to go to shadow right here, hit the down arrow, and we're going to go, oh wait, it's getting lighter. That means it's not correct. That means I need to go in the other direction. So let's go to the left. All right, so you want to go just enough. So don't think, oh, I need to go all the way over here. If you make it just so it hits perfect. So now I see myself, I still have some stuff. It's not exactly white. There's some stuff on my leg, a little bit here, but we want to make it exactly white. So now what I would do is go into transparency, down arrow, and then I'm going left, and see how I have, I'm all white now. Go a little bit more right there. Okay, but I'm not going to go all the way over here because then I'm going to be like a ghost, so you don't want that. So that looks pretty good. Everything is black, and I'm all white here, so it's perfect. So now what we want to do is, first, before we do anything else, let's make sure we crop it. So I already have it pre-filled out here, crop. I'm going to take that, drag it onto my video, and you'll see crop coming up. So it's just as simple as reading it and then following the directions. So if I want to crop it to the right, click that, bring it to the right, and I want to see just the black. Okay, boom, we got that. Next is the left. And now this brings me to my next point. Notice how I stopped here. I went just enough where the black stops. You don't want to keep going as far as here. If I go way over here, if I move my arms will get cut off, and it's going to look really bad. So give yourself some room, just in case if you do move your arms a little bit, it allows you to have some wiggle room there, so it doesn't look bad when you open your arms. Okay, so we got that, and I'm noticing right now there's some gray in that area, so I'm going to go back up to my green screen, and let's mess with transparency a little bit more. Okay, so this is perfect. So you're like, wait a second, I'm doing transparency, I did my pedestal, I did my shadow, why is it not working? Man, I give up. Well, there's no need to give up. There's more that we can do here. So let's go to highlight. And, oops, see, that's the wrong direction. So let's go this way. And I still see some there. So maybe we should go a little more with the shadow. Yeah, so that we should have went a little more with the shadow. On my monitor, I have a reflection, so I can't really... There we go. It's better. So there we go. So now it's black. But, you know, my point's still valid. You know, if you see something, if it's a little white, a little gray in an area, don't give up. Look in other areas. But I just be cautious, because you don't want to be going to all this stuff and selecting everything, and then it's going to mess everything up. So what I would do is pedestal, shadow, transparency, and then if we need to do a little more, you can mess with the highlight. But like I said, do a little at a time. Don't just go all the way 0, all the way 100. You know, go so that it fits and it works the way it should work, you know, with making it look all white and then all black. Okay, so... All right, I like that. That looks good. Now let's go from alpha to composite. Wait a second. What? That doesn't make sense. Why do I have a halo around me? you know what? Oh man, I can't do this. Yeah, that's not a good attitude. You know, if you see this again, there's another fix. So I'm being funny about all this, but this is what I hear in the class sometimes, and it's like, you know, don't give up. There's more that we can do here, and this is why I'm making the video. So this is so I can help you out. And that's why when you ask me questions and I have the video here for you to watch, you gotta watch the video. That's why I have it there. So I'm literally sitting next to you, helping you. So back to my point, we have this halo right here, and that sucks. It doesn't look real, and you want to make it better. So we go, let's close. So we did matte generation, so let's just close that box right there. Now we want matte cleanup. And there's a thing here called choke. What that does is it chokes out any kind of highlight that you don't want out. Again, use this very sparsely. Don't go crazy with it, because if you go too far, it's going to make you look like you're all bones. You don't want that. So we're going to go in, and you can see how it's going away? It went away a little bit. So let's go a little bit further. Sometimes you got to go and then let go and see, so it takes effect sometimes. All right. I like how that looks. So we got that one. Now we're going to double click the screen. That brings up a box. Actually, you know what? Oh, let's see. I'm going to lock Photoshop right there, just in case. Because sometimes if you double click, you might grab the photoshopped image. So I just locked it down here. And then that way it's only going to take this. And now you just take one of your little dots there and bring it back. And that's it. So it's as simple as that. There's a few things you got to adjust. Just go with according to, you know, how it how it goes away with the black, or how you want the white, and that's it. So I hope this helped. And this is supposed to be a quick little video. It is actually around 9 minutes plus. So I just wanted to show this in case you have any problems, and this is some tips of how to get rid of, you looking like a ghost or having the highlights around you, and how to place it on your timeline. So this should help. Hopefully it does. But that's all I have. So I hope this helped, and this will help you complete your project on time. So now what we want to do is we want to crop the lower third that says $100,000 for 5% of the company. Now what you want to do is make sure, especially for my class, for other purposes it's fine, but for my class, make sure you apply the $100,000 in 5%. Make sure you mention that in your script, because we don't have other lower thirds to use. I believe there's another one too in here. So I guess if you want to use the other one, if it matches it, it's fine. But make sure that it matches the lower third. Don't just use some random thing, because it has to match. If it doesn't match, it doesn't count. It will count, but you'll get points off because it's attention and detail. So, all right. So let's see here. Let's go to back to our Jimmy Kimmel. And what we're going to do is we're going to find... let's see if we can find it. Okay, that's not it. It's a different one. It's this one. Okay, there's two Jimmy Kimmels. All right, so here's the other one. We want the 10%. Let's see if we can find it. Or sorry, the 5% one. All right, so here we go. Now here's the thing. We can't have that shark graphic thing. We don't have that option, and we really don't have the time to make that right now. So right there, that little shark at the very end, we can't make that. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna make our own. So I'm gonna go to the very end of that, and now I'm gonna mark my in. Okay, let's go back a little bit. Out. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna drag it. All right, so I say I'm seeking. Now I'm going to take it, put it above here. Ooh, and you know what? I made a mistake. And here's why. I did this on purpose. If you drag in the audio and video, it's a problem. You don't want to hear Jimmy Kimmel. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to delete it. Let's just mark it up here. I'm going to delete this. You want to grab the video only. So let's grab the video only. And now, you want to hear your voice, but you don't want to hear the other person's voice. You want to hear yours because you're doing the pitch. So you're like, oh man, the video's over. I can't even see myself anymore. Well, that's okay. You're going to crop it. So you're going to go back into the effects. Crop may or may not be open. If it is, then you just drag it over like mine is. If not, just type it in, crop. Go in here, drag it on to the video 3. Go over here, and we're going to press play. Okay, so we got that. So again, crop didn't work because you have to actually go to your effect controls. So let's go down here, and this time we're going to crop it from the top, from the bottom, and from the right. So let's just do that really quickly. That way it's kind of tedious. You guys kind of got how to crop, so let's just do it. And notice how it's looking pretty clean actually. So let's do it from the bottom. Okay, so it's as simple as that. I cropped it out. Boom, done. Now we have our lower third. Now ideally you want to make it yourself, but for the purposes of education and learning how to do this stuff, it's a completely different thing. So and we're not making any financial gain off this at all, so we're just showing this as an example. So all right, so we did this. Now what you want to do is you want to add an effect. So what you want to do is you want to add a wipe. So if you type in wipe, W-I-P-E, and scroll down where it says video transitions, and I like the gradient wipe. I think it's really cool. It almost looks similar to the Shark Tank one. So let's do it, and you're gonna see it's gonna go to the very beginning of it. You're gonna go there. It's gonna say what the softness is. I just say okay. It's not. I'm looking for anything specific. So now when you do it, you're gonna see it wipe in. It's awesome. We just did a crop to this, and now we have our own lower third. Now it can go in and out. It's perfect. It's great. So we have our lower third. We cropped it. We added our effect. We added our keyframes. We did our green screen. We did our intro. Added audio only, video only. Now there's a couple things we still have to do. We also have to have some reaction shots. So let me go in here, and I'm going to show you how simple it is just to do a reaction shot. And let me see what I can find here. All right, let's just use him. Let's go back here. Let's use him. All right, let me go back a little bit. All right, so out. Now I only want, again, I just want video only. So let's go to the video only. And let's just put it there. Let's add another one just so we can I can kind of show you how simple this is. You know what? I like, this is kind of cool. You know, I can do this. It looks like she's like all happy. Let's drag that one in video only again. Right there. And you want to split them up. You don't want to have them all together. You want to break it up so you have more shots. So let's see here. Let's watch it. I just randomly threw it in there. Let's see how it looks. All right, so we got reaction shots. We got the lower third. We pretty much have a lot of this done now. In this tutorial, I will show you how to apply a PNG and how to make a title in your project, so that way you have your product in your project. All right, so first step, download the PNG. So .png, make sure it's not a bitmap, it's not a GIF, it's not a JPEG, it has to be .png. Also, make sure you have downloaded or copied all of the provided videos and graphics, so that way you can work with it. Okay, so I'm gonna show you how to apply the PNG and how to do the title, which you all should know how to do the title, but at this point, this is the third project and you are on your own. So let's start it up. All right, so first you want to take your picture, it looks like this right here, and drag it on to your timeline. Now you're going to see up here it's small. So what you need to do to make sure it is full size is you want to first, let's make this bigger. So go to the end and drag it to the left, makes it bigger. Now you're going to right click, scale to frame, and now it's full sized. So that's perfect. So we got that. Next, you want to take your PNG, and that's this one right here, and drag it above it. And now you see it's in the middle of the screen. Now if you double click on that, it has little boxes all around it, and just drag it and shrink it down, and then drag it over here. Now remember, you have to have a PNG in your TV screen. So let's just drag it down a little bit more. And there you go. All right, so now we have our PNG there. Now we want to have the title. My title is Instant Diaper. Now I'm using 2018. It has changed, which is why you see some different things over here. You are working with 2015. Maybe you might be working with 2018 when you're watching this video, but at the current time, you are not. So you're going to go onto your title as you normally would, but when you're in 2018, it's a little bit different. Otherwise, you go to File, New, Title, Default Still, and then you create your title.